Dark Star, back with you finally. Can't promise it's going to be a regular thing, but I'm here today because a lot of people have been asking me, and by the way, yeah, I know I look ridiculous, but I still do play blackjack once in a while, so this seemed like a reasonable disguise, seeing as how a few places still ask me to wear the mask. Not many. Mostly like doctor's office. So anyway, a lot of people want to know what I'm doing now, what happened. I've mentioned a few things. I think by now anybody that follows me knows that I'm playing machines. But I think it's an interesting story how I've gotten here. It's been the greatest comeback of my life, and I think it's actually a great story. That intro was kind of just a quick, sort of in just pictures or little scenes of how this progressed, starting with the series that I did, My Real Blackjack Life, where I was at the beginning of that. It was sort of my last chance to try to make this work. I was doing well, but I was spending too much money, and I was worried that the bankroll was going to dwindle, not from losing, but from not making enough to earn a living and support the business at the same time. So over the years, I constantly keep realizing that I need a larger and larger bankroll than I thought. So the big lesson is you probably need a way bigger bankroll than you think. You need a bankroll that's for gambling, and then you also need, on top of that, savings for at least 3 months if you have a dry spell where you either are losing or just breaking even. If you, in blackjack, you can easily go 3 months of losing. My worst 3-month period was, I think I lost and then I broke even 2 times. Well, breaking even is just as bad as losing, because you're not generating any income to pay your bills, and then you end up having to take out of your bankroll to pay your bills, and that is disaster. And I was close to disaster, but what happened? How did I come back? Because I applied to be a Lyft driver, I just never actually had to give any rides, because I started to make this comeback. And really, a lot of it was luck. Luck that I lost. I was lucky that I lost. And I was lucky that I was ignorant. Because if I knew then what I know now, I never would have done the things that I did that led me to where I am now. And where am I now? Now I am making more money than I ever have doing anything in my life. More money, a lot more money than I ever made playing blackjack, more money than I made as a manager for various different corporations. When I started this, when I applied to be that Lyft driver, I was down to just $2,000. Not just $2,000 in my bankroll, but $2,000 pretty much to my name. I had credit cards, I could borrow money, things like that, but in terms of cash, I had $2,000. That was it. And I had a mortgage to pay, I had car loans. So it was a little dicey. Now, I think at that time, yeah, my wife was still working, so her income paid most of the bills. But still, $2,000 was not a lot. So what happened? Well, as you saw in My Real Blackjack Life, episode 3, I decided to play this progressive slot machine. And I'm going to go through that with you now and talk about the mistakes I made and how that worked out. Today is Saturday, and since I got home at 6 a.m., I woke up after the banks were already closed. So I could not get any more money. So I scrounged around the house and I got up to about $4,900. And then the main bank account that I use for blackjack, I don't know, I can distinctly remember the guy saying, "Do you want an ATM card?" And I said, "No, I'll always take the money out in person." Because usually I'd be taking out, you know, several $1,000s. I'm not going to take out several $1,000s out of an ATM. But right now it'd be nice to have that ATM card. When the bank is closed, I could at least take out $300, $400, maybe $500. That would make me feel a lot safer. So I have another bank account. I have several other bank accounts, but I had one where I could take out at least $300. And I have a credit card where I could take out a cash advance, probably from the casino, or, you know, figure it out if it was an emergency. So basically, I've got about $5,200 on me now. I could get a little more if it was an emergency. So I'm just saying, you got to be prepared. I'm not going to attack this thing unless I have over $5,000. And because what could happen is, you know, let's say this thing doesn't hit until $4,999.99, right? And let's say it's at $4,994, and I already put in $5,200 and I'm out of money now. Okay, well, the thing has to hit by 5,000. That's the way it's set up. It has to. So at this point, no matter how much I put in, I'm going to lose money. But I certainly don't want to lose 5,000 when I could lose like 400 or 500 by just putting more money in the machine and getting it to pay off. All right, so that's a total disaster if something like that happens. If it gets up to like $49.95 and I run out of money, that's a complete disaster. Because even if I had to put another 1,000 in there to get it to 5,000, I would absolutely do that, because I'd rather lose 1,000 or even 1,500 than 5,000, and it's guaranteed to hit by 5,000. So,
okay, hold up. What? I could be down 5,200? I could be down way more than that. In fact, I've lost $10,000 playing this, and that's after getting the $5,000 jackpot. So you could be down $15,000, and that's why you don't attack this thing without like triple the maximum jackpot. Luckily, the game was not in a positive EV mode quite yet, so I didn't play.
At least now, today's Monday, banks are open, and I went and withdrew a substantial amount of money to be able to play this thing. I actually took out more than I need so that I can afford to play blackjack while I wait for the jackpot to get to where I want it to be. So right there, I'm talking about, I've got plenty of money to be able to play blackjack while I wait. I had like $7,000 or $8,000 on me. That's not even close to enough. I had thought that, well, I'll have to have at least 5,000, 6,000. The jackpot's 5,000. Holy cow, was I stupid. You need way more than that. You need at least double, more like triple, whatever the progressive jackpot is. If it's a $5,000 jackpot, you better have over $10,000 on you, or that you could get very easily, very quickly, because you can't really hold those types of machines in most casinos. So, or if you have a partner that's with you that can get money, but you really should have $12,000 to $15,000 on you if you're going for a $5,000 jackpot. So then that's pretty much why even now I don't really chase any kind of progressive jackpot that's over 5,000. I might make an exception here and there, but generally, I don't like to go after anything larger than 5,000.
Let's start with that slot play and see how that went down.
It looks like I've gotten myself into quite a jam here. I started playing this at over 4,900, and I know for a fact that it's playable at 4,920, and I was at 4,920 with a profit. So there's no way that I didn't have the edge. However, I've already put $6,000 in here, and as you can see, there's only $256 left, and this thing still hasn't hit, and it has to hit by 5,000. So I've started calling around. My wife is coming with credit cards. A friend of mine, my business partner, co-author of my book, Paul Martin, is coming up here with credit cards and whatever cash he can round up to get me out of this mess. Basically send lawyers guns and money. Well, just money anyway.
All right. Actually, first I should say, hey, it's Paulie Baboom to the rescue, bailing me out here with lawyers, guns, and money just as I get 32 free games. We'll see how this goes. The thing that's good about free games, Paul, is you don't have to press the button. And otherwise I was getting carpal tunnel. Yeah, we're at $4,992 roughly, and this damn thing still isn't it. I only got to move it at a maximum $8 now, and it has to. I'm only betting 88 cents. I figured out, I think that I should have been betting 88 cents the whole time. Earlier, I started off doing $8.88, which was, I think, a bad idea. I went through a lot of money real fast. I think it's more volatile the more you bet. And then I looked at Mickey Krim, who's the guru of all slot gurus, and he bets $3.52, which is exactly the amount to move it 1 penny. Well, it's like $3. Every $3 moves it a penny. So by betting $3.52, you move it up a penny each time. I think that's why he does it. That way you don't overshoot it and bet too much. That's the problem with betting the $8.80. But I noticed betting the 88 cents seems a lot less volatile. Maybe it just seems that way because it takes longer. I don't know, but it's taken me a long time to go through $300 at just the 88 cents. I did get, I put this, I think I talked about this on the video, so this is mostly for you, Paul, but I did have 88 free games earlier.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah. And I did get, here's the amazing thing, and this is not on the video. Here's the amazing thing. I got a hand pay on this machine already, and I'm still down, and will be down even when it hits the 5,000. Even though I got a hand pay in the middle of all this. And then I'm buying you dinner after this because I am starving. I have, all I had today was a bagel and an Impossible Whopper. And the Impossible Whopper was at, more free games, but I'm just going to speed through them. That was at noon, so I've not eaten since noon. And even then, there was no meat. I have not had any meat today, which is unusual for me. I mean, look at this thing. It's going to go all the way to the top, isn't it? It's going to go to 5,000.
Sort of looks like it.
$4,999.99. Then I was asking people on the video if anybody wanted to take bets. You can on YouTube. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm sorry, Ash, I told you I was eating. Oh my God. It hit. There it is. $4,992. Now, you know what the bad part is? I didn't use any of my free play, so I have like $500 in free play. What am I supposed to do with that? Take a picture of it, and I'm going to take video of it too. All right, there it is. Finally, $4,992 even. It paid, and now we have to wait for the attendant to come by. And then the thing is, yeah, it resets to 4,000. And so this took quite a while for the last hand pay. We'll see how long it takes us now.
I'd just like to say congratulations to Dark Star.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming down here to rescue me. I'm glad that I didn't need the rescue funds. Oh man, what an awful experience. I don't like the way I feel when I play these things. I feel like, oh, there he is. Cheers. Thank you. It's about time. Yes, you can. Yeah. With that, now I only, on this machine today, because of that win, I only lost about $700.
Do you have your social?
Yeah, it's, I don't have a card.
Are you in the system here?
Yeah, probably not with my social though. I never got a hand.
I'll
give you the number.
I'll have to have you fill out the form.
All right.
Can we keep filming?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Oh. Nah, you can turn it off.
Any last words before?
Well, they're coming. I don't have my Social Security card on me, which no one's ever asked me for the card. You just have to have the number. So anyway, I guess there's some form I have to fill out for taxes, so I can pay taxes on my loss. So that was almost a complete disaster. I thought I was prepared. So this is, I don't have a lot of experience with this machine, okay? This is the first time, actually I have no experience with this machine. I played it one time before, just on an experiment, going for the smaller jackpot, but I didn't even play it that long because I quickly realized that, nah, it's not gonna work, and I didn't really lose any money. Maybe I lost 50 bucks. Anyway, as you can see, it's snowing. It's snowing and it's October. You get blasted. There it is. Yeah. Look at this other truck right on top of it. Right on top of it. Look at this. These guys are nuts. Blow me off the road. Look at them. Another one. It's gonna blow me off the road. Can't believe this. Look at them. All on top of each other. Like it's the Indy 500 in the snow. Indy 500 in the snow with semis. You guys are nuts. Do they know that they didn't put any salt down yet? These guys realize that? And nobody's prepared for this yet? Sure. No f***ing trailer, UPS, just blow by me. This is why last winter, most of my trips were on airplanes. And I spent a lot of time in the South. Played in Biloxi, played in New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Las Vegas, of course. Because I did not want to be driving around in Iowa and Wisconsin in this crap. And so now we got another winter, but this time, not because I've been losing or anything, because I've been spending too much of my profits, I don't really know that I can afford airfare and hotel and all that. I don't play rated for the most part, so it's not like I'm going to get comps or anything. So, why was I playing that game in the first place? Well, as I've said many times on this show, if you're not already doing it, you need to be listening to Gambling with an Edge. On that show, one of the things that has stuck with me is one time, maybe more than once, I think more than once, Richard Munchkin, the co-host of that show,
said that a lot of blackjack players have tunnel vision. They walk into the casino, they go straight to the blackjack table, they don't look around, they go right to the blackjack table, and they start playing blackjack. Open your eyes, look around. I'm paraphrasing, I don't know the exact quote. But you might find better opportunities than blackjack. And I was one of those tunnel vision blackjack players for a long time. And it's his show that opened my eyes to the other opportunities in the casino. Bob and Richard have said that you can make money on just about any kind of gambling under the right circumstances, and I think that's actually true. That doesn't mean that every slot machine can be beaten, no, but a lot of slot machines can, and a lot more can be beaten than I originally thought. I learned on that show through a guest that they had, and he's been a repeat guest many times, Mickey Krim, that progressive slot machines like River Dragons, for example, could be beaten when the jackpot got high enough. So I didn't really know the math at that time perfectly, but I had a rough idea how it worked. And according to my calculations, that River Dragons game was positive EV, positive expected value. And it was. It didn't work out the way I thought. I ended up losing about, I think it was $800, but that's if you add back in the $400 in free play that I got during the play, so really $1,200 in cash that I lost. But then the casino ended up sending me free play offers because of how much I played that day, how much I ran through that machine. And since I was almost out of money, I decided to go back and just play slot machines just using the free play and not any of my own actual money. And I wasn't going to just play any old slot machine. I was going to do research and figure out which machines could be beaten and how to beat them. So I went on the internet and I got on Twitter and I started learning how pros were playing these games. And I only knew a handful of games at the time, but it was enough to start building up the bankroll. And I got this free play for 2 months. I mean, I get it every month, but I got a large amount for 2 months. And I just used that. Didn't use any of my own money, at least not for the first month. By the second month, I think I was reinvesting some of my own money, but it was mostly just on the free play. And I built up back to a reasonable bankroll. In fact, after 2 months, I had enough of a bankroll that I could go back to blackjack. But I stopped and thought about it, and I thought, why would I go back to blackjack now? The slots have been paying me much better than blackjack, much more consistently. I almost never have a losing day. And so I stuck with slots. Now I've advanced to where I take on a little more risk, a lot more games that I play, and I play at a much higher bet level. And so I do have losses occasionally, but I almost never have a losing month. I think I've had one losing month in the 3 years that I've been doing the slots. So back when I was playing blackjack, you guys, if you watched My Real Blackjack Life, saw me getting backed off, asked to leave the casino. I stayed in cheap motels on my own dime. Then, after switching to machines, now I get comp rooms, they're fancy suites, I can fly to Vegas, I don't pay for those flights, I don't pay for food when I'm there, and they give me money to gamble with. All things I did not get, obviously, when playing anonymously at blackjack. And yes, I do still play blackjack, but not very much, and not in casinos that comp me and give me free play and give me suites and whatnot. I save that for the smaller casinos where they generally have better blackjack conditions anyway. And I don't get a player's card in most cases, unless I'm trying to do something where I play blackjack and get comps. That happens very occasionally, and then I use a really, really small spread to stay under the radar. So the main takeaway is that if it wouldn't have been for that mistake, because I never should have been playing that machine, not because it wasn't high enough, it was high enough of a progressive jackpot, but because I didn't have enough money to be playing that machine, I very easily could have lost all of my money in that machine, as I almost did. And if I had known what I know now, I never would have played that machine. And if I never would have played that machine, who knows? I might be a Lyft driver right now or some other job, which I definitely do not want a job. So it's all to that mistake and things that I learned on the internet, things that I learned from experts like Mickey Krim, and thanks in large part to Gambling with an Edge. So if you haven't already watched it, I highly recommend you go and watch my series, My Real Blackjack Life. And of course, I recommend Gambling with an Edge. By the way, I have no affiliation with them. I don't think they even really know exactly who I am. It's a great podcast for anyone that's serious about, well, gambling with an edge. Gambling with positive EV instead of just recreationally. And even for recreational gamblers, I think you'll find a lot of good, useful information. So if you like this video, hit that like button. Please subscribe. And I will try to bring out some more videos. I can't say that it's going to be on a regular basis, but whenever I think of something interesting to tell you guys, I'll go ahead and put that out there. And I might do a lot more with the YouTube shorts, because those are much easier to just, I think of something, make a quick short video, some good useful information if I think of something to share with all of you. All right, thank you very much, and may the count be with you.